What up, YouTube? This is Steven Talbot. This is Talby Reacts. Today, I really want to start off with kind of a story. So pretty much, last Friday was April 1st, April Fool's Day. And there was a lot of interesting April Fools that I was reading on Twitter. And one of the April Fools that really caught my eye was an article done by Rapzilla, who does Christian rap in general. And so I'm a big fan of Christian rap. And so immediately it talked about this leak of music done between, it was a collaboration with Justin Beiber and Lecrae, which would make sense. And it was this leaked music that you can listen to, and it wasn't really real, which kind of got me off guard because I actually think it's kind of real. And got me, I was like, oh, got really faked out. So this got me kind of really thinking about kind of what if Lecrae and Justin Bieber did a collaboration. It really got me thinking about it because I started thinking about this almost actually since December of last year, and I started thinking about it and how it really could be possible. And so I kind of want to make this video about how this could happen. So first, I want to start off with kind of talking about Justin Bieber and just why I think he should pursue this. And so, starting off with Justin Bieber, what we know about Justin Bieber is he comes from kind of like a Christian background. I think it's been really knowledgeable that his mother was a very outgoing Christian. I remember my mom telling me that she went to see Justin Bieber's mom speak at some Christian conference, and also we could also see it in kind of his early music. If you look at, there's a song called "Pray," which kind of talks about his faith early on. And so we kind of see that there is kind of the groundwork of his Christian faith. And then I remember seeing this article a couple of months ago where it talks about how he has been kind of in discussion with the Hillsong United New York branch, Pastor Carl Lentz, and he's been talking with him, and how he's been hanging out with Judah Smith, and how one night he came over and talked to Carl Lentz and asked him, man, what do I do to get saved? And Justin Bieber decided to get saved. And immediately after that, at 2 a.m. in the morning, in Tyson Chandler's house, Justin Bieber got baptized with Tyson Chandler, Judah Smith, and Carl Lentz, the pastor of Hillsong United. And there's been rumors that he's attended both kind of the City Church in Seattle and also Hillsong United, which that all makes sense because City Church and Hillsong are both connected. They're both part of the Hillsong church setup, so that kind of makes sense. So that's kind of what we know. And then there's also been rumors that, even as far as recently, a couple of days ago, that he was seen praying with Kanye West and something like that. There was some interesting information on that. So we kind of seen that as a whole. And then it kind of brings us kind of more toward his music and kind of stuff like that. Brings us to his latest CD, Purpose, and which is I would say it's you definitely tell it's almost very Christ inspired type CD. It's definitely not Christian to a sense, but it's definitely in that vein. And you could definitely see that. I think if I'm not mistaken as well, it was at the Justin Bieber's release party for that album that he even allowed Judah Smith to pray before the concert. And so, and so you could definitely see there's probably Christ-centered stuff. If you look at the songs, there's Purpose. You could definitely see it. It's him. At the end, it's kind of him talking to God, just saying, I've made mistakes, and I'm trying to repent and trying to move on and trying to find Christ. And so it's kind of that. And then you can even see Children, which is almost like a generational type, let the generation stands up. And it's kind of what you would, I've seen a lot of Christians kind of do this type of song. And then there's a third song, if I'm not mistaken, that's very Christ-centered. And so you could definitely see that there is a want to probably make music that's more, that talks about his religion, talks about his faith. And so it's interesting. It's a very, I think why the CD is very interesting is it's very authentic. He really talks about himself. And I think it's great. I think it's one of his best CDs that I've seen him do, which is awesome. And so, yeah. And so it's been really cool to see that. And so that's kind of what we know about him. I think why would Justin Bieber want to do it? Want to collaborate with Clay first? I think there's a couple of different opinions. I think I remember getting into a conversation with me and my friends a couple of months ago back about how we really want Justin Bieber to do really well, and like he continually fails us. And like honestly, if he did the right things, we would definitely want to listen to him more and more. I think honestly, that one of the best ways of doing it is collaborating with a Christian rapper, showing that you are changing. And I think one of the good things about like if you collaborate with a Christian rapper, you get instant respect, instant want to, instant respect in the Christian community, which I think we already see that. What's really interesting, like I saw this even today, where I was listening to a Christian rock thing, and they actually played a Justin Bieber song. I was like, that's interesting to see them even try to play that. And so I think by collaborating with a Christian rapper, I think you would get an instant respect into these Christian radio stations. And for Justin Bieber, at the end of the day, it's more money. Like it's more ways of getting your stuff into different people who normally would not listen to you as a whole. I think also clearing your image is a big thing for Justin Bieber, like making sure his image is really good. And through that, he's able to, he can make his fame goes way up. And I think is very interesting for Justin Bieber to see that him consider doing that. And so I think that is definitely the biggest incentive for him to do it. And so it'll be interesting to see that. I think kind of moving on to kind of the Lecrae side, why would Lecrae do it? And so Lecrae's an interesting guy. I think it's the same type of people, my same type of friends, we were talking about also Lecrae, and why I asked a couple of my friends, why do you think Lecrae would consider joining up with Justin Bieber? And a lot of them actually said no, like they were like very negative in terms of the sense. And I was like, why? Why would you think that? And so they were like, oh, because just the way Justin Bieber acts and stuff like that. And it's interesting to think about that. But I think actually of all the Christian rappers that I know, maybe said for Andy Mineo, I think Lecrae is the one who would say yes. Like I think he's very open to collaborating with like a lot of different people. Like if you look at his Church Clothes EPs, he works with a couple of non-Christian rappers in those albums, or people that you would think are Christian rappers who go by that name. And so that is very interesting to think about. Like I think he is very open to working with people of all backgrounds, and I think that's what's cool about him. I think he's very accepting of that, and I think he would definitely be a cool guy who what I would love to see him do is like they collaborate, and Lecrae takes Justin Bieber onto the side and helps mentor him. And I think that would be a very awesome thing. And I've seen that Lecrae do that with a couple rappers. I've heard about that. And I think we could definitely see that happen. And I think that's one reason that may be very positive. It's one of the positives of this relationship is it maybe gives Justin Bieber a person who he could come up and talk to about his faith, and it would be very easy to do. I think Lecrae would do that. And I think I also listened to other reports, I think what we got to remember about like Reach Records, Lecrae's record label is like, they are doing something way different in the Christian game. Like they are like, I remember hearing one reporter say like, they're on Mars, where the rest of the Christian game is on Earth, and just the way they're doing is very different. And I think one of the ways of trying something different is maybe working with Christian like-minded people. And I think that would be very interesting for Reach Records to kind of do that, to collaborate. And I think it would be very easy for Justin Bieber. I think what would be cool for Justin Bieber is he can acknowledge the Christian rap as a whole, and I think that'd be very cool for rap as a whole to grow through. And so it'd be kind of interesting to see that happen. I think Lecrae it's very incentive for Lecrae to do that, because I think honestly he is like there's a certain amount he can grow right now. I think one way he can grow is through like he would almost have to use a big rapper to grow his brand. I think that is a perfect way of doing it. And I think if it was the light, hearted type song, I think it would be great. And I think it would be an instant song that would definitely be number ones in a lot of Christian airwaves. And I think that's awesome. And so, and I think it is also, I think the awards incentives is also there. Like, honestly, since knowing like Lecrae's track record of winning Grammys, I think it's a very interesting track record to think about, like in terms of like if they did it together, I think they would instantly be nominated. It would be interesting to see if they're instantly nominated for like one of the best like gospel collaborations, as they call it, I think in the Grammys. And so that's interesting to think about. And so I just really wanted to lay that down for you guys, because I thought it's interesting to think about. I don't think it's possible. I think it definitely makes sense, but it definitely is right now as an April Fool's joke more so than anything. But it definitely could have possibility. And so, guys, what do you think about this as a whole? Do you think this actually can happen, or do you think it is like an April Fool's, or it's just a dream? Guys, give me your thoughts. Can I give me your thoughts and give me what you want to just think about? Thank you for watching this video. Kind of some more information. I'm continuing right now making a series. I'm going to have a channel update sometime very soon in the next couple of weeks. Just kind of want to let you know. Like this video and subscribe to my channel down below. I hope you like this video, and bye.